Hi Pisces, welcome to your timeless empowerment and love reading. This oracle card reading is for Pisces sun, moon, and ascendant, and it may also be for you if you found yourself attracted to the title, for we are an amalgamation of a bunch of zodiac soup, and so there could just be a message in here for you. I make my readings timeless because they deal with empowerment, they deal with love relationships, and different things happen to different people at different times. So I trust that when you find this video, if you're drawn to it, then there probably is a message in here for you. If you're new here to my channel, my name is Debbie Dubois. Welcome. On my channel, we talk about self-empowerment, we talk about spiritual awakening, and one of my favorite topics, we talk about the incoming new love relationship blueprint. If you'd like to contribute your energy to this reading, you can do that by liking the video, subscribing to the community. And what that does is that enables me to be able to tune into your energy as part of my collective so that in this reading, I can deliver a more powerful reading for you now and in the future. So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a card from the healing deck of the Soul Expansion Trio by Intuit. And this card is, to give us a little bit of a focus on what it is that Pisces needs at this time. What are we going to focus on in terms of healing? What needs to be revealed? What is the focus here? Oh, burdens. Okay, so we got the burdens card. So some of you may be burdened with some things that have been really weighing on you. Let's go ahead. The focus card here, this focus deck is more specific. Like, what areas are you feeling a burden from? And okay, interesting. We got relaxation. Burdens and relaxation together should be a really, really interesting reading. All right. We are going to use the Intuit Oracle for this reading. I will take this opportunity right now to let you know that Intuit Oracle is the loose sponsor of my channel. It is my business with Kimberly Aria, where we create cards with keywords on them that anyone can read. And I absolutely love reading for myself. And I'm a big advocate of that for those of you that feel called to read cards for yourself. Where tarot can be really specifically, I love the sound of the trains. You probably can't hear that, but we get a train every once in a while. And I almost use that as there's a sign coming in that there's this relaxing of the burdens actually with the sound of that train. It's so soothing and beautiful. It's like that old fashioned sound of trains. And it's getting super loud. So it's really, really coming into this reading. I'll see if that has anything to do with anything. But, tarot it requires, a school of knowledge where we do have tarot decks too that have keywords on them. So you can get, the energy of tarot. But what I love about oracle cards is there's just so many keywords on the cards, and you know so much more about your situation than you even know you do. And so, oh, I like this card. We got the fish. I'm just going to pull cards while we're talking here. You have so much more knowledge and information about your situation than you realize. We're all so intuitive just by the nature of being creator beings. And so I would like to encourage you during this reading. I'm going to switch to a tabletop view when we look at the cards. And I'd like to encourage you, stop the video and zoom in and look at the cards yourself. And this is a general reading, so there is a likelihood that you're going to have different words pop off the card than I would, and it will give you additional information. All right, so we've got the elephant, we've got the fish and the elephant. Okay, so immediately, because there's finances involved and that's burdens, I can feel just the need to say that. Some of you are feeling really big pressed for finances right now. We've got the lily. That could have to do with career. We also got the island. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm starting to get a picture here that possibly there's something with your career that you're feeling pressure about, and it's probably money. I mean, like maybe you don't feel like you're making enough money, or there's definitely some stress here. I mean, and relaxation, this card relaxation is I feel like the antidote, but we got to figure out how to get you there. All right, so we've got the iceberg, and that's about going deep, looking deeper into something. Okay, lots of information is starting to come in. I love when that happens. This is what makes things so beautiful, reading cards. Yeah, so there's something very deep here going on with you. It could be your career. It could be your value, like how you feel about yourself when it comes to being able to provide for yourself. We've got the child; it's the female child, so it's the feminine energy of the child. Oh, which is calling you to your creativity. We got the church though, which is this is calling you to the traditional way of looking at things. And it's almost like the child is saying, oh, we gotta have some new beginnings to something. The bellows is saying something's got to get going here. We got to get something catalyzed here. Yeah, this burden has to be addressed. Whatever this burden is for you, it doesn't have to be career, although it feels really money oriented for some of you. It's time for the solution. Okay, I'm starting to get emotional, which means this is really, really anchored in. Someone out here needs this message. Someone out here really needs this message. It's key to feeling liberated. Oh my gosh, and we got the round table. All right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to switch to my overhead view. Got something, my eye keeps going blurry. Drives me crazy. But it's so funny because I just did a reading on technology, and I was saying, this was the Aquarius reading. I was saying how, the universe gives you signs that something needs to change. And I don't think it's a coincidence that my eye was doing that so that I would say this. There's something here that's calling for you to make a change, because we have to take you from being burdened to being in a relaxed state. And so whatever message is here for you is intended to do that. So let's go ahead and do the overhead reading. Let's read these cards together and see what we come up with. Okay. Okay. So I think we've established that we have an issue here where there's a burden that you're dealing with. More than likely, it could be financial, it could be a career, it could be both. I'm not seeing relationship as being part of the burdens that you're dealing with right now. I'm not really sure, but what I'm getting is in relationships, you're maybe in a really good place right now. Like that may be your area where you're like, yeah, at least I know where I stand with relationships. But um, there is something going on here that is extremely deep seated that needs to be addressed when it comes to, I want to say, how you're making a living, how you're supporting yourself. um and the iceberg is saying this is a need to dive deep. Okay, we've got the island, which is separated off. um and it's like you need to use this time to dive deep into what it is you want to do with yourself. That's what I'm getting, because we are all going to have, look at just what's happening in our world. We have so much shift and change, and monetary system and money and how it's being used, and everything. We don't, I mean, gosh, there could be collapses of things, or there could be transformations to new systems. There's talk of going to a completely new financial system, whether that's some quantum financial system, whether it's crypto, whether it's, you know it does seem that we're going to have some kind of a shift. But where is this burden coming from? I feel like the burden's coming from the fact that you might be in the process of discovering where you belong personally in your mission, in how you put food on the table, in how you express yourself creatively. I'm sitting here seeing the child, and the child is coming in almost with this energy of creativity. I need creativity. I need to be creative. Does that make sense? And unfortunately, we've learned from a young age that creativity doesn't always amount to what we need to support ourselves, right? I mean, this is the established way. This is the Lily. This is the established way of looking at things. It's like, in order to have a successful career, you need to do these things. It's an established old world way. In this particular case, I'm just reading this doesn't always feel that energy. We've got mature, we've got development, we've got longevity, but at the same time, established. We've been dealing with an established system and how things get done. And I just feel like you're dealing right now with this traditional, belief system of how you earn a living, how you express yourself in very structured ways. And it's I want to say it's so funny. I was thinking that you might be having financial issues or stuff. It may not even be that. It's this burden to express yourself in a different way, right? This is deep. Whatever burden you're feeling is deep. It needs to be looked at. It's almost like, gosh, if you could just go in and do your own personal reading to say, what is it I'm here to do? What lights me up? What is my heart really calling to? I'm sitting here looking at this round table, and the round table is, that support group is what comes to mind. Support group, collaboration, camaraderie. It's almost like, oh my gosh, I'm chilling on this. It's like, do you have a group of people that you are connected with that you can discuss this with? Do you have a support system where you could actually talk about this and work through this? Because I don't feel like you're alone. I feel like this is something that's happening with it's interesting, breakout groups. I'm seeing breakout groups. It's almost like it's important right now to get clarity on why you're here, is what I'm getting. There's some kind of burden. There's pressure on you right now to really, really figure out, why am I here? What is it that will light me up and help me to relax? It's like, until you deal with this, until you really take a look at, why am I here? And not just why am I here from a spiritual standpoint. I mean, we can always say, well, we're here to hold the light. We're here to be here as an acupuncture point for isn't that funny? Acupuncture point. Look at these little needles. These look like acupuncture needles. Oh, sorry. I was um yeah, it's like the acupuncture needles. We can convince ourselves that we're here just for grid work. We're here just to hold the space. But this reading is saying, there's something calling to you, Pisces. There's something calling to you. You're feeling a little left out in the cold. You're feeling a little like isolated. You're feeling a little bit, I want to say, lonely, independent. And it's like there's something you're supposed to be doing, maybe with collaboration with others. There's something. So the round table not only says, hey, maybe discuss this with people, but it also says, hey, maybe it's time to collaborate more, to do things. And this is going to take effort. The bellows is a catalyst. It does fan flames that have already ignited, right? But if you think about a fire when you're first starting it, how you might have to like literally blow on the fire just enough to keep that glow catching until the flame gets high enough to actually ignite the rest of the wood. And this is passion, creativity. So, sorry, I was getting kind of close with those cards. I get so wound up and carried away with this passion. So you can see that I found my spark. This gets me up in the morning now. It's just like, oh, I love doing this. But when you find the spark and the creativity and the passion, then the effort required is kind of just showing up and doing it. So what is it? What is it that you're here to do? So the elephant is, I almost feel like the elephant gives you some of the answers. Take time for lucid dreams. Take time to tune in, right? Spend some time focusing. And again, the word awareness has become such an important part of my vocabulary in terms of empowerment, is when we become aware of something, we can do something about it. So I would say that, relaxation and lucid dreams, here's some of your answer. In order to become achieved where you want to be in this relaxation state, letting go of burdens, you need to take time to relax and maybe tune in to some of that lucid dreaming. Ask yourself in your heart, what is it that I'm here to do? Go into your own wisdom, trust your inner knowing, and pay attention. Keeping what's about you is paying attention. Pay attention to the symbols and the signs and what it is that the universe is trying to see to you. When you do this, you're taking time to look deeper. Buried memory says to me, go into what you did as a child. Go into the stuff that you loved to do. There is a time in your life, it might not have been childhood. I'm not going to assume that it was childhood. There is a time in your life where you felt alignment. Go find it. What was it? What were you doing? Was it, creative? Were you creating something? Were you painting something? Were you singing? Were you taking dance lessons? Were you reading books? I mean, whatever it is, that go into your buried memories, your subconscious mind. And by doing some of this through a lucid dreaming process, and I'm tempted to bring this back up here, okay, go into a relaxation state. Go find out what's buried deep in your heart, in your soul, for what you really, really want. What lights you up when you get up in the morning. And to me, that's where the key lies. The key lies in discovering what that is. And the effort required to get it going, the fanning the flame, is literally making the discovery of what that is. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into what will help ease the burden. And there is abundance coming in that area, whatever it is. You have the resources, you have the pathway, is what I'm getting, to create abundance in that which lights you up. But it does require your attention. Talk to someone. Talk to a support system that you may have. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to leave that portion of the reading there. Very powerful message coming in for Pisces about, your life's purpose. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at, your love life. Your love life. In what I've noticed in these readings is that a lot of times these cards have messages for the love reading as well, because we're working at things not just in one place. We work on them in many different places. And what I tend to notice is that when we have success in one area, it's almost like we can apply it to the other areas, if that makes sense. So for me, for example, creative expression is something that I learned a while ago on the twin flame journey, which I had been on, since way back in the beginning of the 2000, 11, 12 range. It's kind of like once I started, I want to say, focusing on my creative expression, I started breaking codependency, which is the key to love relationship. It's the new relationship blueprint, has not a speck of codependence. And yet, as I was just saying to, a dear friend of mine, at the same time, our job is to unblock ourselves to love. It's like, yeah, we want to get independent. We want to get into our own life, but we also want to remain heart open. And that's a lot easier said than done, because Pisces, especially, you're so deep in your emotion. And it's kind of like you have to find this place where you can be in that space of deep emotion, but also be able to keep yourself in your own power, but at the same time, keep yourself open to love and to be able to love without defense mechanisms. Does that make sense? That's the message so far that's coming in for Pisces. Well, we've got the trophy card. Interestingly enough, I had a reading in this series of zodiac signs where the trophy came up. It was the Sagittarius sign because I remember seeing I'm a Sagittarius by sun sign. But right next to it was the island. And it was like, oh, you were successfully learning how to be by yourself. That's just the magic of these cards. Lenormand cards you read in 2-card pairs. Well, we've got another beginning, and we've got a beginning with the masculine. So there's some kind of victory here. Let's keep going. Let's see what else we got for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know about love, relationship, and the new blueprint coming in? Listen, guys, I cannot make this shit up. I'm not kidding. I just used the word blueprint, and there's the blueprint. So you guys are playing an instrumental part in bringing in this blueprint. The twin flame, people call it the twin flame. I call it original counterparts, original pairs. It is my strong belief that when we started this dystopian nightmare realm, that we all came in with someone to play this game. We got, you guys, this is telling you whatever shift you're making right now, whatever you're working through, it's going to bring in abundance. We got a trophy and we got the finances right here with it. And blueprints, careful planning, instruction, roadmap. Thoughts become things. It's one of my favorite set of words on this card. Just thoughts become things. We have to really become aware of what's in our thoughts, right? All right, let's see what else. What else have we got for Pisces in terms of love reading? We got social media, Milky Way. It's the Milky Way, but whenever I see it, social media. And it's also connectedness. It's being in the spotlight. It's expansion. You're going through an expansion period. This all has to do with love. Oh, but all right, there's some things. This is coming up a lot in these blueprint love readings because everything has to slow down. We want everything to speed up, but you have to slow down to speed up. And I know that seems like a contradiction, but I am seeing the stalemate in delay tactics, holding out, refusing to compromise, being blocked. It's a slowing down process. Wow, we've got the mask. The mask has been coming up a lot for me as well. So this is about hidden motives, projection, a little bit of concealing, all right? Concealing things, keeping things as a bit of a secret is what I'm getting. That's what we got. This is in love. Oh my gosh, did we not get this collaboration card again? Our little acupuncture needles. All right, what does this have to do with love in Pisces? What does this have to do with love in Pisces? Steering. All right, so this is another charting your course, careful planning. And this is love. All right, I trust ya. Intuit Oracle. Got the Ring of Keys. Wow, there is a lot of information here. And because it's a love reading, even though I didn't get any, it's interesting. I didn't get any cards like the heart or the twin flame or the Celtic knot or any of these cards, but I got some very clear information coming in. I am just going to go for it. We have some kind of, you're in a foundational period of time where you're charting your course. You're planning. So part of what I'm getting, if you look at the first part of the reading, your purpose and why you're here has everything to do with your original blueprint. Everything to do with it. And I say that this is the keys, the Ring of Keys. This is hidden knowledge. This is you being given access. Access is what I'm getting. In control, new beginnings. And since this is a love reading, I want to say that whatever energy you're working on in terms of your burdens, which is, finding that creative expression, it's coming up again right here. This is where your prosperity is. It's not just about prosperity, but it's about, I want to say it's everything that you need, whether that's money, It's large quantities. Okay, it's interesting, bodies of water. I'm not really sure why that's popping out at me. I'm going to have to think about that. Maybe that has something to do with, where you're from. Like, are you from like the Great Lakes region, or do you live on a lake? But I am getting something having to do with, this might just be signaling to someone, hey, yes, I'm talking to you. I'm not sure. But we're in an expansion period here, Pisces. You addressing this burdens about why you're here is key to your connection, because you are instrumental in bringing in this blueprint. We just said blueprint. This came out. This is a thoughts become things. This is your destiny. And this is your new beginning. Again, this is the masculine child. All right. So we've got, and in the beginning of the reading, we've got the feminine and masculine child. So we've got creativity in a very balanced feminine, masculine way. But this is new, something brand new. So whether this has to do with, this is going to be a new person coming in, or whether it's going to be a situation, if you've already met someone that you believe is your counterpart, this could be a new beginning for that, right? If listen, and it could be also uh, something being that's been concealed, that mask. The mask could be, well, the mask is right here next to standoff. So I want to say that it's very likely that if there is stuff being concealed from you at this time, it may not be revealed right away, right? It might not be revealed right away. But I would say, you have a trusted group that you can be working with to, I want to say, just kind of peek behind the mask, kind of see what the potentials are for this situation. Yeah, I don't know why, but this for me is like, I don't know if you have a group of friends that you're connecting with that are support system in this journey with counterparts, since it showed up twice. I'm thinking maybe this is the same group of people. It doesn't have to be a big group of people. It could be just your round table. This is your place where you are heard. This is where you feel very equal. You've been through some of the same experiences. But this steering wheel, it's interesting because this is twofold. You can be taking the steering wheel and making things happen and being in control, and going places. This is movement, and again, you're getting access. You're getting access to hidden knowledge. Do you remember in the first part of the reading we were talking about the iceberg? It's like you got access to all of this, and this is so incredibly clear that this is a time for you. This is a time for you. Now, again, is your collective a social media aspect? Is it on social media? Is it through networking? It's a network. It's a group of people and connected. So whatever planning process you're going through with the keys and the blueprint, this you cannot ignore the trophy here. This is saying to me, this is your key experience to bring in this new beginning. Whether this is with someone that you're already focused on, you're concentrated on, this could be a counterpart. It doesn't matter whether you're in connection right now or not. It could bring new beginnings to that. This could be bringing in your person if you have not met this person with the blueprint that we're talking about. I want to say that whatever experience you're going through right now is very key to the victory that you will achieve what you're looking to do. So I don't know how much more clear we can get in both aspects of this reading, that your job right now is to just find out what lights you up. And this is what I want to say, and I've said this about this card before, and I've said it in just about every love reading, and I probably will say it in every love reading. The new love relationship blueprint is taking its time coming in. And I was just talking to a dear friend, and we were talking about how we are the template coming in. we are slowly imprinting our energies with what makes this new blueprint real and tangible. And it takes time because it is each of us unblocking our love, unblocking the blocks that we have to love, taking off the masks. You know, I also think of this as the faking it until you make it card. When you're going through this slow walk, right? No matter how well planned out it is, when you start having things develop, it is crucial that it unfold at a snail's pace and at a slow pace, because you have to bring your awareness to every little tiny nuance of what's happening, okay? Because this is your inner connection. This is how you access your superpowers. And this is how you make transitions and go places, is to unblock the things that are subtly blocked that you wouldn't find if you were not in your full awareness. So I'm going to leave the love reading there. I am going to pull an empower card just to see what your higher self says. Oh my gosh. You exist infinitely beyond this universe. This universal connection that you have, look at this. Do you see that? Do you see this? That jumps right out at me. This right here, you remaining connected with your universal self, this is the keys to the car. This is the keys to the palace, the mansion, the place that you're trying to get to. It's your access. It is going to be accessed through the universe and your spiritual connection. And then as you do that, you create the firm foundations of where you're going with this blueprint. But mark my words, Pisces, you are very important. You are a very important part of bringing in this blueprint. I thank you for your service, and I ask for your patience as thoughts become things. I think I'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Well, Pisces, that was pretty powerful and pretty clear. I would love to hear from you if you have anything you'd like to contribute to this reading. Maybe you stopped the video and saw some words that meant something to you. Maybe if you'd like to share what it is you're working with, creative expression development within yourself, with the community. I'm really trying to build a community of people, almost like this round table, where everyone can kind of contribute what piece of the blueprint they're working on. And when we all connect together that way, it becomes super powerful. Two things I wanted to tell you is I have a video for 2025 that I created at about the first week of January that I think is still very powerful. Gives you an idea of what we could be looking at for 2025. Plus, I also did a video on some coping mechanisms, strategies for staying sane during this 2025. It's moving fast. There is some amazing shifts and changes happening. I would caution you to not make any judgments on a surface level of what you're seeing, but we have to trust this plan that is unfolding for a major shift in our consciousness and hopefully bringing back that original blueprint template. Until the next video, I will bid you farewell. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.